So that's it from me. Just a couple of questions. Is there any comments, questions? Anybody who's willing to stand up and say, you know, I'm committing to doing this? What I'm going to say here, I'll start the ball rolling. I'm going to commit. I will buy my season ticket, or the 5 that I've got, before the 1st of June, and I will donate back all of my early bird saving. Okay. Any questions, comments, any commitments people are willing to share?
How much money do we make from the gold bond? We're all done that. Things like that.
Yeah, the gold bond is a good. Not all of the and I don't. Please, we are going to be doing things to rebrand the gold bond as well. The gold bond. Not all of the profit of the gold bond comes to the football club, because there is a management fee with Blackpool. Right? Yeah, about 35%. Okay, so I'm not trying to put people off doing that, because we're going to be doing that as well. So that's another thing that's going to be high on our agenda. But join the gold bond.
If the other clubs have renamed their places as conference centres, I suppose that appeals to people who don't know. If I mention to people who work around football mad, they say racecourse, they think it's still horses running around. So will you rename it as like North Wales Conference Centre or something like that to appeal?
No, we're going to call it My Racecourse, because we firmly believe that but by using High Racy or My Racecourse, it really does put the ownership where it actually lies. That's with you people and the people of North Wales. And unless we make it work, and unless we use it and fill it up, you know, it's just Christmas parties. I know. Is Andy Slinger in? Is Andy here? He's not made it. I know Andy's doing some looking at the impact. He does some work in London with some clients in London about the impact of Christmas parties. Christmas parties 2016, at the end of 2016, could be absolutely massive for us. Could be absolutely massive. But we need people to, you know, if you've got a business, come and use the racecourse for your Christmas party. If you haven't got a business but you're working a business, ask your boss to come and use the racecourse. I'm not sure about the licence, but the answer will be yes, but...
No.
I don't think the racecourse has a wedding licence to conduct the actual wedding, but you could have parties there afterwards. The slight issue we have being a football club is that somebody may have a wedding booked for a Saturday and we draw somebody home in the FA Cup and win. And when the vows are said, I think they could have a big roll when we score. So there are some additional things, but you could do it through the summer periods or something like that, but then it's possible.
Summer periods, and also Friday weddings are very popular these days.
Spencer, can you, when you see what you've done, absolutely fantastic, right? But when you look at the likes of Kidderminster and the food that they sell in the football ground compared to ours, right, and the profit that could be made from that.
Well, it's funny you should talk about the food, because I got a gift last night from Don Bircham. He'd been up in Scotland, and he brought. I've not eaten it yet. I'm staring at the moment, waiting to eat it. But he brought killie pie. Okay, who's heard of the killie pie? A couple people. Don reliably informs me that the killie pie is one of the best selling pies in the whole of Scotland. So it's a Kilmarnock FC branded football a pie. And it's not just sold in the stadium, but it's sold in spas and all sorts of other places right the way across Scotland. So I'm not saying we're going to do that on day one, but absolutely food, improvement of the food, making sure that there's excellence in quality and service at the racecourse will be high on the agenda.
you're trying to entice non-footballing people to the racecourse. When you turn off Moor Road into Crispin Lane, it's like walking down Sibia. It's a bloody disgrace. And it gives a really, really bad impression of the club in the first approach to the ground.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think people wrote to the council at one point asking for the owners of the land to tidy up the land, but unfortunately, it's completely, you know, the eyesore on Crispin Lane is completely out of our control.
So you know, these business people that go to places like Carden Park, which are all nice gardens and things like that, and you try and bring them to the racecourse, and it's a bloody disgrace, to be honest with you. And we've let it go on for so long.
As Spencer said, also, it's not in our land, but it's nothing us as people who live in Wrexham who put enough pressure on the people responsible to the council who can address the thing, could actually help. So in a way, as Spencer said, this is not about sometimes raising money. By doing proactive things like that can also make it feel better when people arrive at the racecourse and help us raise money in other ways. So again, that is really up to us now as owners of affected the ground to make sure everywhere around it is up to standard as well.
Could we ask the MP?
Question in the middle?
Yeah, and it's just a reason for we should make us succeed. I'm a season ticket holder, but I couldn't get here last night, so I watched it on BT Sports. And an ex-manager of ours was really derogatory. And I want to show Dean Saunders that we can succeed. We don't need a sugar daddy, and we can succeed.
And it's that sort of determination that will help us do it.
Are we able things required in the land of Dickens or behind the clock?
No.
How do you plan to advertise the facilities that you've got at the racecourse? No one knows what the Altitude Suite looks like, what Lambert Suite looks like.
But do you know, I was talking to, he's in the room, but I won't name him, talking to a fellow fan about the Mould Road stand and the 1873 suite. Okay? Just as a straw poll, how many people in here have been in the 1873 suite in the Mould Road? About half. About half. Oh, okay. And said to me, I said, oh, you can go in the 1873 suite at half time and get a pint. You're having me on, he said. Yeah, you can't. I said, there's a little door at the top of the steps. It's got 1873 suite. You go in there, you buy your pint, and you get out the cold. You watch the football scores, etc., etc. People don't know what's there at the ground at the moment. But to be fair to the football club, you know, we haven't spent any effort, time doing that because, you know, we've had enough time, effort to spend doing other things, and we didn't get any money or profit from it. Believe me when I say, you know, as soon as we take over the running of the football ground, you'll know where you can go to spend your money you want.
When is the handover date? Do we know any date in mind for when we're taking over? Another PS one.
The handover date is likely to be towards the end of July.
The microphone off a bit, please.
Microphone. It's okay. Just hold it to your mouth.
Hi. It's likely to be about the end of July. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, we will have a contractual right exchange contracts very soon, probably the end of this week, with a completion date at the end of July.
So if we manage to get to the...
One sec, there's a lady right at the back who put her hand up first, and then I'll come to you.
How soon will you be able to apply for grants now?
Matt, do you want to take this one? Yeah, we can do it straight away. you know, we'll be looking at, you know, what all the possibilities are. You know, now we know, you know, what's going to happen, and we've got a good idea of the timescale in which it's going to happen. There'll be some furious planning behind the scenes about what are the possibilities, what are the big ideas, what do we need to do. What I would suggest about grants, you know, to redevelop the stadium, that's probably going to be in the medium term rather than the day one term, because on day one we've got, you know, that big gap that we need to start chipping into as soon as possible. But there's nothing to stop us on day one.
We need to really hammer that home, don't we, to the organisation that we can. Because obviously you're asking the fans to give money, and we will, and my commitment is that I will buy a season ticket, and I will do the same as yourself and donate that money.
Thank you. Well, I do know there are other football clubs that pay no rates, as an example.
Can you say that again?
There are other community-led football clubs who don't pay business rates on their stadium.
In Wales.
Just to assure you that you're absolutely right, we need to pursue all financial angles. One thing we have been doing in preparation for tonight's result is one of our fellow fans, who's also a member of the trust who works in Cardiff, has written to every AM and has been to see AMs of all the different parties to discuss the future of the racecourse and our potential ownership and what possibly could be done. And so far, I've got a very positive response for that. So I'm looking forward to, once the election's out of the way in May, then we can actually pursue that more definitely, what could possibly be done.
So we get into the playoffs now. Can we win it? Can we go into the league?
Yes. Yes.
Why couldn't we go in before?
Well, I've said that.
Basically, the current agreement we've got at the moment, come the start of the Football League season next year, 9.5 years left on it, which is not the 10 required by the Football Leagues. We'd have to renegotiate a new agreement. The current agreement now, is, once we sign, has got 99 years, and it meets the Football League standards for the next, well, if it doesn't change, for at least 90 years. So that's why it does.
It's 10 to 10, so just another couple of questions, and I'm going to pass over to Aaron. So we've got 3 hands up. 4 hands up, is that okay? So we'll keep with the last 4 questions. Mr. Jones.
Thanks, Vince. Can I suggest we rename the 1873 suite? Rebrand it, because that date's no longer relevant. And secondly, are there any plans to refurb Bamford's, because it looks a little bit tired now?
Yeah, well, I think in the presentation I said that, you know, there was generate breathing space, and then there was fill up the racecourse. So what we'll be doing is, in the filling up the racecourse, we need to have a real good brainstorm of what we need to do to be able to generate more income at the racecourse, and if that means, you know, we need to invest money and we think that will make money within a certain payback period, we'll certainly consider it, but we're not quite at that stage yet in that planning. To the back.
So that's the 1873 suite as it is now. In terms of maximising revenue for it, what's it like on a square footage compared to other venues in the town, you know, to draw people in space-wise? I know with obviously the catering and so on, again, the people here that we have our run week after week where we go places, we now commit to spending money within the ground, buying the food, buying it from my boys. If on the same sense you commit to giving us a product that is A, worth buying and be not overpriced like most football clubs do. Give us a bit of breathing space and likewise we'll give it back in that respect.
Just on the square, I don't know what the square footage is. I think somebody in the room might have a better idea than me. I think you get around 100 people. 80, is it? 80 for a sat-down meal in the 1873, and then we get somewhere between 130 and 150 in Bamford's, I think, currently.
I'm a go-bond agent for the club. I've got over I did have 105, it's gone down to 90. Sadly, we had the biggest supporter with one of my members recently that we lost. But as a go-bond agent, I could get complimentary tickets for the home game. But I don't. I buy my season ticket so that money can go back into the football club. And I also think that somewhere along the line, if we could get more members, more agents to go out and get more members, and the money a week or a month would go quite high. People would be prepared to say, right, I'll become an agent, I'll go get the members.
No, it's great, Dennis, because Jeff, I know, is looking at the gold bond and looking to refresh the gold bond, and what you say is actually right, because sometimes I know, I'm going to be real, because I'm a fan. I pay a lot of money every year already to come and watch my football at the racecourse, and a lot of people in this room do, and whatever we can do to, and it's a horrible expression, but not milk the same cow over and over again is the right thing to do, and gold bond is one way where you can engage a lot of different people who might have an interest in the football club, might actually want to see the football club do well and would pay something from a gold bond perspective, but either can't get to the racecourse or are not quite interested enough to come to the ground on match day. So the gold bond is an actual a good way of engaging people and
I've only got about 5 of my members that go to the football, but all the rest of them, they all give this weekly support with the gold bond.
No, it's great. Where was the last question?
The car parking allocation, currently there's a lot of people use the indoor facility for parking. It's currently £3 for every match. Will we still have some of the monies from that, or will Glyndor be taking it all?
The arrangement for that is with the Supporters Association. I think the understanding is that the university have half and the Supporters Association half, but in effect Wrexham Football has half via a donation. There's no reason for that not to continue because the university still make money from it and it doesn't cost them for the car park. There's slight issues when certain events are on the same day, but the stewards are provided by volunteers from the Supporters Association, so there's no reason why that would not continue.
Okay, with that was the last bit. Thank you all from me, and I'm going to pass over to Alan Fox.
Thanks, Spencer. Very briefly from me. First of all, thank you for attending. I'm sure people do that at the end as well. And also thank you to everyone who voted, not just in this room, but online as well. The turnout was much higher than we normally get for our ballots of any description, so that was great. But I just wanted to, as you're here, just to remind you as we end one important meeting of another important meeting, and that is the annual general meeting of the Trust, which this year is going to be earlier than in previous years. We have given notice on the website, but obviously this meeting has taken precedence so far. But the meeting is going to be held on the 26th of May this year. We usually hold them at the end of June, but there's a certain football tournament taking place across the channel that everyone in this room will be interested in. Well, apart from Don, obviously. And also on the website, there's mention there are 3 vacancies on the Trust Board this year, so anyone who's interested in joining the Trust Board, put their nomination forward. There's details on the website of how to do that, and we need those nominations by the 22nd of April. If anyone wants to talk about what it's involved being on the Trust Board, they can contact me. My details are on the website. And any resolutions, members' resolutions to be voted for at the AGM, they have to be with me by the 28th of April. So everything's a month earlier than usual for the reason I've just described. Thanks.